What is up, guys? Sports backing up another video, and in today's video I have a list of 5 guys who I believe will play, okay, make that clear, play in their first All-Star game this upcoming season. But let's get into it. I have a list here. The list was kind of tough to make, because it was iffy. There's a lot of factors that go into making an All-Star game and stuff and such like that. But I have 3 guys that I want to were outliers or didn't make my list or just missed the cut. So first guy I want to talk about is Brandon Ingram. Now, I don't know if Brandon Ingram will make the All-Star game because there's worries about his blood clots, and maybe it'll affect how much the Pelicans play him. And his team is very young, I guess you could say, and a lot of young guys try to get their shots up, their minutes up, and guys could potentially get in the way of him. I mean, talk about guys like Zion Williamson, who's is the first overall pick, so obviously he's going to get his shots up. And then Lonzo Ball's a ball-dominant player, and then even a vet and Drew Holiday could mess up his shots and how many shots he gets up. So those are the factors that I believe will affect him, and I don't believe he'll make the All-Star game next year. Also I want to talk about is Mike Conley. Mike Conley is 32 now, so he's getting up there in age. It still baffles me to this day how he has not made an All-Star game. I mean, talk about this past 5 seasons. He's been great. He's always been a 17, 18, 19 point per game guy and a 7 to 8 assist type guy. But I just think if he hasn't made it now, he won't ever make it. Even now, because now he's going to the Jazz, who have a ball dominant guy, and Donovan Mitchell, who will, he's in my list. So yeah, that's just what I think. And last guy is his teammate, Rudy Gobert. Same thing. If he hasn't made it now, he won't make it. His stats, I don't know if his points per game are there. That's what the media and players look at when voting, is stats, and it's also a popularity type thing. Is Rudy Gobert a popular center when comparing him to guys like Karl-Anthony Towns and Nikola Jokic, who will make it over him, and then potentially other guys that can come from free agency that go to the West, guys such as Nikola Vucevic could potentially make it over him. So that's just why I believe that's the 3 guys that just missed my list. So now let's get into it. First guy I'm going to talk about is Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray had a great season last year. He averaged 18 points per game, and he was efficient. He established himself as the number 2 option for the Nuggets behind Nikola Jokic, and that growth just improved in the playoffs, and he was great in the playoffs for the Nuggets. And I think that growth will just continue on to next season, and I can definitely see him being a 22, 23 point per game type guy. And I think that's the reason why he'll make the All-Star game. And also his team, the Nuggets, will also be winning a lot of games, and winning, factors a lot into making the All-Star game. That's why we've never seen guys like Devin Booker make the All-Star game, or even like the guy who I just mentioned, Mike Conley, because the past 2 seasons his team hasn't really been winning. And same thing with Devin Booker. Since he's been drafted, his team has been in the lottery every year, even though he's put up great stats. So yeah, that's just my opinion on him. That's why I believe he will make the playoffs. Next guy, not playoffs, make the All-Star game, excuse me. But next guy I wanted to discuss was Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley's teammate. Donovan Mitchell has improved every single year. Same thing with Jamal Murray. Their games are not the same at all, but Donovan Mitchell came into the league, averaged 20 points per game. Last season, averaged 23. I could definitely see him make another same type of jump to 26 point per game type guy. With Mike Conley here now to take attention away from him, he should hopefully get his efficiencies up now. And I don't know, maybe his shots could go down, but I mean, still, the Jazz will win a lot of games, and he will be the number 1 option, and people look at that. And with Klay Thompson being out this next season because of a torn ACL for the whole season, I could definitely see Donovan Mitchell taking his spot. All right, so moving on to, I guess, the forwards, I guess you could say now. Next thing I want to talk about, now you guys know earlier I said play in the All-Star game. The first time they will play in the All-Star game, and this guy is the first time I believe he will play, and that's Kristaps Porzingis. Now, Kristaps Porzingis obviously has already been voted into the All-Star game. He was already an All-Star, but he didn't get to play because he tore his ACL, I believe, a week or 2 before the actual All-Star game. So I definitely see him on the Mavericks coming in and playing in it. And now I think he will prove everybody wrong this year. He's had this label with him lately from Knicks fans and from fans all over as a team killer, a chemistry killer, as he's hard to play with and stuff like that. I think that's all just bogus. I like Kristaps Porzingis as a player. I really do hope he succeeds and proves everybody wrong. And with the Mavericks potentially giving him that max deal that has been rumored around, the 5-year, $158 million deal, I think he'll prove that he's worth it. He has a lot of he has a chip on his shoulder, I guess you could say. And also, he's very eager to play. You can just see it in some reports that come out that he's eager. You know, he wants to play. He wants to play badly. He's missed a year and a half, so he should be fresh. And you know, hopefully, he doesn't come in maybe like overweight or underweight or gas and stuff. But you could probably see the fatigue early on. But yeah, I just definitely see him playing an All-Star game next year. I think he'll put up great numbers. I think he's probably the #1 scoring option for that team. Besides his teammate, who is next on his list, Luka Doncic. I think Luka Doncic should have definitely made it last year, but of course his team didn't win as many games as some of the other teams made it. That some of the other players, that made it, teams did, like Kyle Lowry. He should have definitely made it over Kyle Lowry. Now he doesn't have the benefit of playing in the East as Kyle Lowry does, but I mean, still, a guy who put up 21, 8 and 6 should definitely make it, and I think he'll put up similar stats to that, if maybe slightly better stats this next season. And the Mavericks will, of course, win more games, as they're going to be very aggressive in free agency, and they're going to be a very aggressive team in this next upcoming season. So we'll definitely see him take a jump, and his team take a jump, and I think with that, we will definitely see him make the All-Star game. And last but not least, I wanted to discuss Pascal Siakam. I think Pascal Siakam will make the All-Star game if Kyrie stays or if he leaves. I think if Kyrie leaves, Kawhi Leonard. If Kawhi Leonard leaves, I think it'll just be beneficial to him. He'll just get more shots up, and maybe, I don't know if they'll have the wins, but they will definitely still be like a 6th, 7th, maybe 8th seed team. You see the jump he made from last season to this past season, going from 6 points per game to 16 points per game. I don't think we'll have that same 10-point jump, but I definitely see him having another 5, maybe 6-point jump in his scoring. And then I could see him making another jump in his rebounding and in his defense and his playmaking. You know, he's a good playmaker for someone of his size. And yeah, if Kawhi leaves, but if Kawhi stays, even then, I do believe that he will still make the All-Star game. I mean, maybe not the same 5 point per game, 5 point per game, point differential like jump. We'll see, but we could definitely see him jump up to like a 20 point per game guy, especially since this new load management like regimen, I guess, is in the league, and we'll see a lot of players maybe not play as many games as they played before, like Kawhi Leonard. He'll definitely won't play 82. He'll probably play 65 to 70, maybe even 60 games this next season. Kyle Lowry is a guy who we'll see his minutes go down and his games go down as he's getting up there in age. I believe he's turning 33 this next season. So we'll definitely see more minutes from the young guys and Fred VanVleet and OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam, and it should be fun to watch for the Raptors. But yeah, those are just my 5 players that I believe will play in their first All-Star game this next season. I guess you could say Kristaps Porzingis is the only exception because he's been voted in, but you guys get my drift. So, but yeah, tomorrow I will have my weekly NBA news report coming out, my 2nd edition, and then I will also have my final free agency predictions video with free agency coming up on Sunday. It should be fun. It should be exciting, and I can't wait. This is the time. This is the time, guys. The NBA season just ended like a month ago, and not a month ago, but like a couple weeks ago, and man, I can't even talk, man. It's gonna be so exciting. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. But it's So Sports, and I'm out. Peace.